Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Syafiqah binti Kadri and my metric number is 1230843. Today, I will present about monetary policy in Malaysia based on two journal articles that I have reviewed. For introduction, monetary policy is a tool used by the central bank to control inflation, reduce unemployment, and keep the economy stable. In Malaysia, the central bank is Bank Negara Malaysia or BNM. The main tool BNM uses is the overnight policy rate or OPR, which affects borrowing, lending, and investment. After COVID-19, Malaysia faced challenges like high inflation, weak currency, and rising unemployment. So, understanding how these problems affect monetary policy is very important. The first journal is titled The Determinants of Monetary Policy in Malaysia, Impact on Economic Activity. This study focuses on the overnight internal bank rate or OIR, which shows how BNM reacts to changes in the economy. The researchers studied 5 variables: unemployment, domestic credit, GDP, exchange rate, and inflation. The results show that only unemployment and inflation have a real effect on the OIR. For example, when unemployment increases by 1%, the OIR drops by 0.744%. This means BNM usually lowers interest rate to help the economy during high unemployment. Inflation also shows a negative relationship with the OIR, which means BNM becomes more careful when prices rise. Other variables like credit and exchange rate do not have much impact. So overall, the study shows that BNM's focus is more on price stability and employment. The second journal is titled Exploring the Drivers of Inflation in Malaysia, the Rules of Money Supply, Exchange Rate, and Economic Stability. This study looks at what causes inflation in Malaysia. The authors used data from 1992 to 2022 and studied 4 variables: money supply, exchange rate, unemployment, and GDP per capita. The results show that money supply and exchange rate have a significant impact on inflation. If the money supply increases, inflation also goes up because people have money to spend. If the exchange rate gets stronger, inflation goes down because imported goods become cheaper. Meanwhile, unemployment and GDP per capita did not really affect inflation in the short term. This means inflation in Malaysia is mostly affected by money policy and external factors. These two journals help us understand two sides of Malaysia monetary policy. The first journal focuses on how BNM reacts to the economy, especially inflation and unemployment, by changing interest rates. Meanwhile, the second journal explains what causes inflation, like money supply and the exchange rate. When we combine both, we get a clearer view. One journal shows the reaction and the other shows the reason behind inflation. But both agree the price stability is most important goal in monetary policy. This shows why BNM needs to be both responsive and well-informed when making decisions. Based on the findings, I think BNM should focus more on controlling inflation and creating jobs. When inflation goes up, people's purchasing power goes down, and this affects the cost of living. So, managing money supply and interest rate is very important. Also, since Malaysia is a small open economy, changes from other countries can affect us too. I suggest BNM should have flexible policies that can adjust quickly when there is a global crisis. Besides that, BNM can also give temporary help to small businesses and households when prices go up. like through subsidies or financial aid. In conclusion, monetary policy in Malaysia is influenced by many things, especially inflation, unemployment, money supply, and exchange rate. The first journal focuses on how BNM reacts to inflation and unemployment by adjusting interest rates. The second journal explains the real causes of inflation. So, both studies tell us that having a data-driven and proactive monetary policy is very important. Bank Negara Malaysia must always balance between price stability and economic growth to make sure the economy stays strong and stable. That's all from me. Thank you.